Hello and welcome to the Angry Sniper. Wait for the tongue twister. Yeah. Solo queue arena analysis number 2. Finally. I must apologise for being so long between episodes. I don't know. I just haven't felt. I haven't been motivated enough to do another episode. But this particular run, I've already uploaded it as my normal episode number 20, so link in the description below. That's where you're going to find the full run. So if you haven't seen it, go and see it, then come back to this point. So without further ado, the team makeup. So yes, I was pleased to see that in this one I was the only sniper, so I didn't have to worry about being diversioned, you know. Again, pretty similar really. Sniper, yeah, that's me obviously. Juggernaut, Assassin, and Powertech on our team. Guardian, Sentinel, Vanguard, Shadow on their team. So I still have to be concerned about getting zapped and pulled by the Vanguard, and a Sentinel doing what's its name, the Force camouflage and suddenly appearing up to me, you know. So I've got to be a bit careful. They've got a lot of melee range. I'm the only ranged one, so hopefully I'm hoping they'll get into one great big bash and essentially leave me alone, you know. But they've got a Shadow, and we all know Shadows like to say hello to snipers. So I'll be doing a bit in all 3 rounds, but I won't be showing the full arena. So again, if you want to see how it pans out, you know, at the full arena, link in the description below. You know, that'll show you the full thing. What you're going to see next is just small sections of what I want to talk about, you know. Okay, so you can see our assassin is going underneath. I'm presuming really that their shadow is doing the same thing, you know, because that's what most of them do. Whether that's the case or not, you'll have to find out. I'll speed it up slightly. Okay, so I put down plasma probe there to try and unstealth someone, because I can see my teammates have started going and we're about to ambush them. I'll slow it down slightly. Now you can see things are fairly even. Our guy has got a bit of damage, and their guy has got a bit of damage, and they're all lovely clumped together. You know, that's fantastic. So what I should be doing is setting off my orbital strike and plasma probe. But the other thing I should do is diversion, because they're so close to each other. I don't have to worry about another sniper. Why haven't I done diversion? That would have helped my teammates who are amongst that fray, you know. But I don't. I go straight into, for some reason, doing series of shots with a blasted explosive probe. I haven't even done explosive probe. It had been some time since I've actually done a sniper at this point, so I was a bit rusty, and I think it told my DPS was, for what I like, I think it was shocking. I could and should have done so much better, but the biggest problem for me was not doing diversion. I mean, I put it back to normal speed, and you can see our guy is dropping like a stone, taking far too much damage, and diversion just would have helped out a tiny bit more, you know. I mean, I'm doing snipe for God's sake. It's the problem at this point is I was leveling up Escali, and I was just taking a break on this toon, and Escali was at the stage where he didn't have explosive, EMP discharge, So I had fallen out of the practice of using EMP discharge, and I don't think I used it once. It's just insanely bad DPS for start, so my bad on that. But I think the biggest failure for me was not doing diversion, and yeah, that's the thing I think other than DPS, I could have and should have done a lot better. I mean, you can see my damage isn't really that bad, but it's just fluff. It wasn't effective, so bad DPS, bad use of diversion, and insanely bad use of not using MP discharge. Okay, the second round. You can see things have gone slightly similar. I put down the plasma probe for the same reason, but they're not going round the other side. So at this point, I was thinking, ooh, am I going to get flanked, by assassin, because he didn't come behind me like the first round. So I'll speed it up slightly. There we go. Again, they're all clumping up nicely together, and yes, I've started my single target damage again, but I quickly follow up with Orbital Strike, and I'll slow it down a bit. So, let's see. And there we go, I've just used Diversion. At this point, the damage is in their favour, I think. I can't quite see the other one, but you see someone's coming against to me, their shadow. But I think that diversion is helping out so much, and I think that's the benefit of not having a sniper on the other team. You can actually use diversion to a much better effect of just using it to get a bloody sniper out of cover. This is for me in group ranked, or sorry, not group ranked, this is solo queue. This is what really diversion should be used for, but you can't if you're against another sniper. So I think that was a good covered escape by me. You can see the health bars. We got 2 people quite low, but putting it back to normal speeds, you can see the momentum is with us. They're in trouble. I've just used my evasion, so I've got my covered escape coming off, and but I'm in a good shape. You can tell unless a miracle happens, we're going to win this. So for me, the key thing, at least from a sniper's perspective, was being able to use diversion whilst they were all grouped together. I think for me, that's what I did, which helped out the most. I think my damage was a bit better that time as well. Now on this one, I've decided to speed this one up because you can see I don't use diversion, and you can see what kind of impact it had in the previous round. I just didn't use it, and I think that had a big impact. That was a bit of a loss. People were getting knocked off a bit more, so yes, that had an effect. But what could I have done differently? Could have used diversion, but it helped out a tiny bit. Helped the guys on the other team miss damage and so forth. So I think the key thing I've learned in this particular one is the use of diversion. So the conclusion for me for this particular arena, apart from being used to a Scarly with no EMP discharge, well, that's my stupid fault. My DPS wasn't that good, but I think the biggest impact I could have done a lot better in the first and third round was that use of diversion. They were mostly melee. I was only ranged in there, so I had an advantage. I should have used it. My AoE was poor, but that's my DPS I'm talking about. But diversion in the second round, as you can see here, I think it had a much. It definitely had an impact, and that's something. When I'm doing arenas, I'm going to take a bit more with me, especially if I find I'm the only ranged person here. So there we go. Solo queue arena analysis number 2. I didn't. I said that pretty good that time. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, dislike. Leave a comment, all that stuff. Keep sniping and have fun. See ya.